Hello, good people. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Make America Think Again with Shauna Vaughn. Thank everybody for being here, subscribing, like, share, comment, all the good things, all the good things. Um, MTG is out. She's out of here. Um, I did not have this on my bingo card. I didn't see it coming, but we got a Friday night special. MTG took to social media and she resigned, publicly resigned, basically. I did watch the video, and the meat and bones of it, I will say that, she talked about what she felt like she accomplished, and she talked about what she felt like Republicans didn't accomplish and why she was disappointed because she went into it with one objective and she felt like other Republicans fell off of that objective, including the felon. So she resigned. Her last day is going to be January 5th. And she resigned shortly after the felon went after her online on social media or his Truth social page, um, because she decided to stand 10 toes down with the survivors. And I've said this and I'll say it again. I will always give her credit for standing up against her party, uh, and on the side of the survivors. So I will give her that. That is the one and only thing that you will probably ever hear me say, because I have a laundry list of reasons why I believe that she's still a QAnon kook. But that one thing I give her credit for. So here's something, though, that you might not know, because she went on this, she gave us this whole soliloquy as to, what she did and what Republicans didn't do, what she thought that she went to DC to do, and how she wasn't able to accomplish it because basically how do you drain the swamp if you join the swamp? But what you probably didn't know is that she resigned just a few days after it was confirmed that she achieved or qualified for her pension, for the Congress pension. So her retirement money being locked down, I guess she felt a little freer. But also, if you remember towards the beginning, I know we're only, it hasn't even been a year, y'all. It hasn't even been a year that this dude has been in office. But if you remember earlier in the year, when he kept playing with the stock market, throwing out things to make the stock market drop and then come up, well, she made $25 million during that course of time. So she came up because she was in office and they were practicing, or they were, I'm going to say allegedly, because nobody has investigated this. We just know that several Republicans, I'm not going to even limit it to Republicans, several Congress members came up financially while he was playing with the stock market. When I say he, I'm talking the felon 47. So MTG came into an extra 25 million while she was in office, just this in the past 11 months. And then also her retirement, she was confirmed. She stayed in Congress long enough to solidify and lock down that retirement. So her announcement comes just a few days after that. You should note that. Also, she talked about her bills. She didn't pass any bills. She passed not one bill since she's been in Congress. As a matter of fact, she didn't lie about this one. Most didn't even make it to the floor. Speaker Johnson, and who was speaker before, Kevin McCarthy, was a speaker while since she's been in office. Yeah, most didn't make it to the floor because they were racist. Most of them were racist. Her bills were racist. So based in racism, most didn't make it to the floor. So that's good. But here's the other thing I want to say. Jasmine Crockett, I'm just going to use one example. Jasmine Crockett, because I could go through Ilhan Omar, Cori Bush, who is no longer in Congress, Jamal Bowman, who's no longer in Congress, Ayanna Presley, like AOC, like so many other Congress members have received death threats. They've all had to, not all, but a lot of them have had to beef up their security. If I'm not mistaken, Jasmine Crockett said that she's paying upwards of like $50,000 for extra security. She's also wearing a bulletproof vest, wearing a bulletproof vest. And this woman can't take 1 week of pressure. So yeah, I find that very interesting. I find it very interesting because she comes off, she tries to present herself as a tough cookie, but I just think that she had a little more incentive in that resignation, knowing that she locked down that retirement, Congress Congressperson retirement, and then also that cool 25 million she came up on this year. That didn't hurt either. Okay, so at the end of the day, people are speculating, like, what's going to be next for her. Is she going to run for governor of Georgia? Is she going to still try to circle back to a Senate seat? Because, she was supposedly upset. Rumor has it she was upset that the felon wouldn't endorse her for the Senate seat. And she said in her speech that, he put millions of dollars behind her opponent. So, and she still succeeded, getting back in the House of Representatives, but he wouldn't endorse her for the Senate. So I don't know. She might circle back to a Senate seat. She might go for a governor seat. But my money is on a book deal, a podcast, and a talk show, or a host on personality on Fox or OAN, or one of those right-wing outlets. I see that first. I feel like she's gonna milk this moment for all she can, and then she'll probably circle back and try to come back to Congress. That's just my belief and feeling. I also believe, or I suspect, that because her and Laura Loomer had a thing, and I thought it was a little jealousy thing because Laura Loomer seemed to be, at some point, it kind of transferred from MTG to Laura Loomer being in his ear, the felon's ear a lot, and him listening to her. So I felt like there was a little jealousy there, but also MTG is, how do I say this? She's a little more seasoned and a little less put together, or a little less easy on the eyes as the younger, blonder, or natural blonde young ladies he seems to surround himself with now. White House, these influencers, etc. They all have a very similar look if you pay attention. And I think that's why Jasmine Crockett's bad built butch body, bleach blonde, bad built butch body. I think that's why it hits so hard, because Marjorie knows the truth. She knows the truth about how the felon actually feels. We all know how he's just disgusting when it comes to women, but there's also a group that tends to appeal to him a little more, and they tend to be, like he said, I'm gonna use his own words, on the younger side. And MTG is not that, not anymore. So I think that's somewhere in the psyche for her, knowing that probably her time on his brain is up. It's over. One thing though, I want to say this last thing about her. I do hope that she goes out with a bang. And if these this Epstein list, or these these pedophiles have not been revealed, the files have not been revealed, I hope she goes out with a bang and she reads the names, the survivors list names. I think I would feel just a little bit better about her if she follows through with the survivors. I would never vote for her. Don't get it twisted. But I would feel a little bit better about her character, maybe, if she followed through with the survivors. And if she went out with a bang by reading those names, I would not be mad at sis. I would not. I would not. I might even give her some fashion tips and some hair advice. But stay tuned. We know she has something up her sleeve. She hasn't changed. I feel like she's just trying to rebrand herself for whatever she's planning to, to come up next. Um, whether that's a book deal, governor, podcast, whatever it is next, she's got her eye on something. She's she's not the brightest bulb, but I will say that she's manipulative and she's cunning. Intelligence and cunning are two different things. Like she's probably made her way through life, um, learning how to manipulate situations to her advantage. So at the end of the day, keep your eyes and ears open. She's going to do something next. Don't really know where, but we'll see the tea leaves pretty soon. I guarantee you she's lining stuff up. So she leaves DC in January. She's going to be rolling with something else in February. But before you leave MTG, read those names off the Epstein list. Please.